I pet my horse, trying to get her to calm down, when my cousin grabbed her tail and yanked it for the third time. Rusty whinnied and pulled away, and I instantly told Bradley, "Stop, my horse will kick you if you keep doing that." But Bradley just shrugged. "So what?" I paused. "What do you mean, so what? So what if your horse kicks me?" He flexed his biceps. "I'm strong, I can take it." I laughed and told him if my horse kicks him, he'll end up in the hospital. That's when Bradley clenched his fists. "Nah man, that's not how it works. How can a horse kick hard when it kicks backwards?" He kicked his leg backward like he was proving a point. "See, there's barely any power when I do it like that." I gripped my stomach, laughing and flabbergasted. "Get a load of this guy, you're an idiot." But Bradley's eyes went red. "Watch, I'll prove it." He wrapped Rusty's mane around his wrist and tugged hard, snapping Rusty's neck back. "Go on, stupid horse, kick me." He laughed and clenched his jaw like he was ready. Rusty snorted in anger and stomped her leg on the ground so hard dust went flying. I gasped as I knew what this meant. I didn't want my cousin potentially dying, so I put my head on her neck to calm her down. "It's okay, girl." But then Bradley gripped his head, laughing. "It's a girl too? Yeah, her kicks won't be hard. Everyone knows girls are weaker than boys." He started kicking Rusty's calf. "Come on, girl, kick me." I saw Rusty's leg lift, and my jaw dropped as I realized she was about to kick. So I immediately shoved Bradley away before she could and pointed towards the house. "Get out of here, dude, right now." Bradley looked past my shoulder up at Rusty. "Told you you couldn't kick me." He threw his middle fingers at her, then turned around. I breathed a sigh of relief, but then Bradley froze. He smiled as he saw the searing iron rod 10 yards away that we used to mark fences. He grabbed it and immediately started marching towards Rusty, pointing the red metal tip at her. "Maybe now she'll try kick." I stood there shook. "Bradley, no." But he pushed me out of the way and raised the rod inches from her leg and swung it backwards right as the rod was about to touch her. Her hoof hit Bradley's chest so hard I heard a crack, a pop, and a deflation all at once. Bradley literally flew through the air 30 feet away as Rusty whinnied in satisfaction. I walked over to Bradley, who was clutching his chest. "I didn't think she could kick that hard," he wheezed. I pet my horse. I came home from a work trip, and my girlfriend met me at the door with a blindfold. She got it on before I could look past her. "I have a huge surprise for you." She walked me inside, and above me I could hear our upstairs neighbor's bath running. Then she pulled the blindfold off, and my eyes expanded to the size of the moon. There was a sledgehammer on our couch, and a hole where the wall used to be. "What did you do?" I made it open concept. I grit my teeth and asked her what that wall was holding up before she took it down, but she waved me off. "Babe, walls are just decoration. They don't hold anything up." That's when a crack popped above her head and spidered into a thin line across the ceiling. I grabbed her hand. "We need to leave now." But she was already giving me the tour, pointing at empty air. "The new couch goes here, and the vending saw the crack above us split into 3, dust snowing into her hair. So I pulled her toward the door, but she pulled me back. "I'm thinking of getting a new bathtub, but I don't know where it should go." Then I heard our upstairs neighbor's bathwater running, except it sounded too close. A warm drop landed on my forehead. The ceiling groaned like a sinking ship. I grabbed her waist and dove out the front door as everything came down behind us. The wall my girlfriend broke had been holding the entire bathtub in the apartment above us. When the dust settled, our upstairs neighbor was sitting in his bathtub in our living room, still holding his loofah. My girlfriend peeked past me and tilted her head, and the bathtub goes there. I came home from a work trip, and my girlfriend met me. Me and my sister asked Mom, "When is Dad coming home?" And she instantly shouted, "Never! Your dad hates us." She picked up the last framed photo of them off the dresser and threw it in the fireplace, crying as it burned. Me and my sister looked at each other and decided we had to go find him. So the next day when Mom went to work, me and Jenny took a 3-hour bus to the town we used to live in. We visited the old park the 4 of us used to go and showed strangers old photos, but couldn't find him. But then Jenny yelled, "Wait, I think I see Dad." She was pointing at the bar he loved. Me and Jenny instantly sprinted in and started shoving through the crowd, but he wasn't there. We screamed, "Dad! Dad!" And that's when someone grabbed our shoulder. A man we didn't recognize bent down and smiled. "Your dad sent me to come get you. I know exactly where he is." Me and Jenny lit up, and we started following him out back, our hands trembling with excitement as we were about to see our dad. But then we turned into an alley, and 4 grown men instantly surrounded us. My chest went cold, but before I could ask what's going on, the guy from the bar laughed. "You kids are so dumb. Now give us your phones and jackets. Our kids need Christmas presents." My legs were shaking. Jenny yelled, "No, not until we see our dad." The men laughed. "Your dad isn't here," and started reaching for us. My stomach was doing flips as his hand reached inside my pocket, but that's when a fist connected with his face. "Dad Dad was here. The guy fell, and Dad punched another man. They all started running, and Dad instantly scooped me and Jenny into a hug. We cried, still shaking in fear. Dad asked what we're doing here, and when we explained everything and how we want our mom and dad back together, he went quiet. 2 hours later, we were back, and Mom's jaw dropped when she came home from work. "I want to try again, honey." Dad pulled her into a hug while she sobbed. It's now 6 months later, and there's a new framed photo on the dresser. Me and my sister. The volcano erupted just outside of town, and I watched as the giant ash cloud rose in the air. My brain short-circuited in fear as the first bit of debris flew in my direction, and I immediately ran outside to get in my car. Everyone was already driving away as the smell of black smoke filled the air, but when I yanked open my car door, I felt my neighbor shoving me to the ground. "Sorry, I need this more." He pulled the keys from my hand and got in, and I watched helplessly as my car tore off down the road. My legs buckled as I stood up, and a giant piece of rock flew inches above my head. The smoke got closer, so I started just running away, but suddenly, a man from behind grabbed my shoulder. He started dragging me back towards the direction of the smoke, and my body froze up. I tried to rip free, screaming, "What are you doing?" But he slapped me and kept pulling me towards the ash, his grip tight around my shirt. "Stop fighting me." I watched the other people drive past us in their cars, away from the volcano while we walked towards it. The heat hit my face, and chunks of rock started slamming into the ground around us. But he didn't slow down for a second. I dug my heels into the ground as hard as I could, but he was older and stronger than me, and I couldn't break his grip. Flowing lava reached the street ahead of us, racing in our direction, and I realized we were about to burn alive. But suddenly, the man started entering a code on the side of a building. He dragged me inside just as the lava reached us and slammed the door. He doubled over, gasping, and between breaths explained he was a geologist who'd studied this volcano and built this bunker to survive an eruption. "When I saw everyone leaving with cars while you were running, I knew I had to help you." He wiped the sweat off his face while my hands shook. "The sad truth is, nobody in those cars will make it. That lava moves faster than any car." My body went cold as I realized if my neighbor never pushed me out of my car, I probably wouldn't be alive. The volcano. The escalator broke down with me on it. A teenager tortured my dog for fun, then threatened to do it again. My dog had gone missing for a few hours, and when I finally found him, he was standing outside another house in my neighborhood. He was covered in bruises down his side. The teenager walked out and didn't apologize. He just told me to keep my dog on a leash or he'd do it again.